Be honest, bro. When you started the gym, was it for yourself or was it because you were trying to compare yourself to other people? When I started the gym, bro, it was just one of the reasons was just because I was like, dang, I'm behind. I was sick for a while. I was going through stuff, couldn't necessarily go to the gym for a while. So I had a phase where I wasn't necessarily going to the gym for a minute, and I was like, I got to start now. I got to get back to it. I got to, I'm behind for other people and this and that. And like, I'm happy that I had that sort of mindset in terms of I need to start now, because, I don't want this video to be an anti-gym video, because it's not. It's just a perspective video on how we should kind of think about things. And one of the things that I was thinking about is just, there's some great aspects to the gym. I felt like my energy's been better. My back has been hurting less, because I low-key sit in this chair a lot, editing and gaming and stuff like that. So, I had it felt like I had a pinched nerve in my back. All of a sudden, I started working out, and now, I'm saying, I feel like it's pretty much gone. So, other than that, I've been gaining weight back a little bit and stuff like that. And just, I think better mood and just different stuff like that. So obviously there's been some great aspects to the gym, and I love it. And I'm not going to stop going to the gym, cause I think it's great for your health. You got to stay active. You don't want your your cardiovascular health to be bad. You don't want to be able to not lift yourself up, when you go to the restroom and stuff like that. And, because people don't talk about that, when you get old, you want to be having, muscle built up, whether you're a man, woman, who doesn't matter, squirrel, because when you get older, it's going to get harder to walk up the stairs. It's going to get harder to get off the toilet, and, more real world stuff gets harder to do. When that stuff happens, you got to be prepared. There's a lot of people sometimes who don't have family, and if they fall, sometimes nobody knows. And it's a sad reality, but, it's something that you have to think about. And so that's kind of what drives me to go to the gym and lift heavier weight, But going back to the main topic of this video, it was just like, when I started my gym journey, I was motivated, sort of. I was happy to be there. But then I get there, and I'm not lifting as heavy as weight as I used to be. I'm not like a few months ago. Like literally, I was when you have a gym split, and you've been doing this certain weight, and you've been going up in weight, and then for me, I had a time where your boy was just not sick, having to go to the doctor and stuff like that. And when I got back, I was just I was like, dang, like I can't even get through what I was getting through. You know what I'm saying? Biceps is weak, quads is weak. I'm like, dang, my legs done got small because I ain't been working out. I ain't been doing in the I'm not an athlete anymore. You know what I'm saying? I'm in college now, so it was just different. And I'm in the and I'm and I feel myself in the gym, sitting there comparing myself to people, and I'm like, come on, man, like what am I doing? What am I really, like, let me lock in. And I don't know if that's just because, and I you know what? I guess I do know. It's it's probably social media. It's me thinking too much, because that's just one of my best qualities that I just can never stop thinking. But yeah, man, I was in there like, oh look, dang, somebody's lifting that much weight. Dang, what am I doing? And well, I need to be more consistent. And the only good part about that is that sometimes that'll drive you to be more consistent, but then other times it'll discourage you and make you feel like, oh, like, maybe I'm not meant for this. Maybe I'm not built for this. And I'm like, no, you're built for it. You're making progression, but you're comparing, your chapter 3 to somebody's chapter 8 in the gym. Or, what, and I should maybe say chapter 1 if you're just getting back into it. You know what I'm saying? I'm over here freaking stuttering and everything, man. It made me like think about just different things that I never really thought about, I started looking in the mirror, being wanted, like I wanted to look more defined, and like, look, and I'm not gonna lie, it took me like a few weeks to realize what I was doing, because it was a slow progression, and I kind of like just wrote it off as, oh, this is just my motivation. This is just me wanting, like, I don't know, if you play video games and you watch a high ranking player or a pro player of a video game that you like, you compare, okay, this is what they're doing, this is what I'm doing. How can I get closer to what they're doing, kind of thing. But sometimes that can come at a cost, It can come at a cost of, you start doing things that you didn't do. I'm over here like tracking everything I eat, tracking how much water I drink, tracking like my exercise and my walking and like all these different things. And that's cool and all, and that's awesome, and it's gonna help you get to where you need to be. It just it just adds another number, that you have to get to, and oh, once I get to this number, then I'll be good, right? And it's like, oh, once I get back to 165, once I get you know to this weight, once I get this defined, once I get to, because me, bro, I ain't gonna lie, bro, I lost weight from this. I'm already short. I'm 5'5", so I think I was, I was pretty big. I was kind of getting fat. Like I was like 165, 170, and then I was trying to like slim out. And then stomach problems started happening, stuff like that. Lost 30 pounds. Now I'm like 135 and climbing now. I'm like closer to 140 now. But like things like that, because before it was, oh, let me look at the weight on the scale. How can I change that? And then it was like, oh, okay, well now I need more protein. Oh, okay, well how many carbs am I eating? Oh, okay, how much fat am I eating? Because I don't want to be too fat. How much water am I drinking? Because I don't want to be dehydrated, which is great. You want to keep your body good. You want to be able to recover. All those things are great. But like it just adds a layer of perfectionism that, and I think that's the problem with social media and content and YouTube, is that people are so concerned with how can I be more consistent? How can I be better? How can I make more money? How can I be, what's the best this? What's the best that? Here's the best skincare routine. Here's the best skincare product. Here's the best workout routine. Here's the most effective workout. It's like, what do you have at your gym? What works for you? What doesn't hurt when you do it? Because, I was over there doing leg press on one machine at one of my gym locations, and it was hurting my knees. And I'm like, I don't like that. I might have to switch to hack squat. Well, I go to this other gym, and the machine's built a little bit different, and it felt way better. So I'm like, wait, what could that be? And now, I'm like, okay, I felt like I got some good activation in my quads and my leg. I got a good leg day. Interesting. Okay, I'm gonna take that information and like, instead of being like, oh, this is what this person said, so I'm gonna do it because, oh, they got there, so that means if they did that, I could, that maybe that could work for me. And it's like, I think it's so poisonous. And I think that's why, like, and I'm going to make a different video about this, like, people have gotten so quiet when you go out because, like, everybody's comparing. Nobody necessarily knows, like I feel like there's some sort of, like, fear that when you go outside that your actions could be, like, go viral. Like, you do something stupid, you fall or something, and it goes viral, somebody catches it. And it's like, and it's so stupid because it's, one, that's not going to happen probably. And two, like, I don't know what it is, but like, even me, I used to think that I was immune to the content stuff because I was like, oh, well, I've been watching YouTube since I was a little kid. I kind of understand and have seen what social media can do to you, how you can overspend, how you can make yourself into a person that you're not, and it changes you, and then it ends up not working for the better. And it can put you in a worse situation than you were before. And so I thought, oh, I'm immune to that. I'm immune to body dysmorphia, I guess you could say. Or I'm immune to an eating disorder. Or I'm immune to whatever it is. And it's like, you don't realize that you're not necessarily immune to that stuff until it happens to you, right? Like, it's like, I think like in life, almost everything you have, like, there's a certain % chance that something could happen to you, right? Let's just say, for instance, this is a totally made up number. Don't take this as true at all. But let's say like there's a 10% chance that you could have body dysmorphia or whatever as a male, woman, whatever. It doesn't matter, right? That affects you whether you believe it or not, right? Whether you think that that could happen to you, whether you are, you have such a high mental standing and, you look good and this and that. And the problem is that I don't like is that like something could be so idolized, like looking pretty, for instance. And and I'm not I'm not dissing women if you like makeup and doing it. That's you. That's on you. Do whatever is comfortable for you. But like when you look at like these skin product ingredients, and then you look at how much makeup they're putting on their face for content, and like I said, it's fine, but it's like, and a lot of them take the ones who do the crazy like designs and stuff, they be taking it off. But like I was saying, like it just makes you think like what there's a benefit and then there's a cost, and it's like, is the cost outweighing the benefit? And that's like kind of what I think about it. And like when you listen to Sam Sulek, he talks about like at some point you get to so strong for your specific body type or however strong, and kind of going beyond that can lead to like wear and tear on your body. And it's like, I think that's like true with everything. Like, okay, yeah, it's good to eat clean, but are you eating so clean to where you're only eating like 1,000 calories a day, and now you're tired and you're not sleeping right, and your stomach don't feel right, and like and stuff like that. And it's like, you know, I think too much, like I said, we're comparing ourselves to people, and our bodies are totally different, our minds are totally different. And obviously, you know, I'm not saying like, you know, one person could be a lizard, one person, like, I'm saying like we're not like so drastically different that we're different beings or something, but like we almost are, cuz like you literally your specific DNA and the way you are made up is like totally different from anybody else unless you have a twin. Like they're like your makeup is like different. And so like to say, "Oh, I'm going to do what this person did because that's what they're doing and it worked for them," is stupid. Now, I'm not saying discredit science. Now, I'm not saying, you know, go out to McDonald's and just eat 3 cheeseburgers and just get all huge and in the gym and like do it like I don't know. People have different opinions on dirty bulking and stuff like that, but I'm like, you don't need to do the extreme just because the extreme worked for somebody else. Like you could do a different extreme for you, you know? Like there was some, you know, there's some people who do high reps in the gym. That's all they do. High reps, just a ton, is like lower weight, but it's just as many as they can do, right? And then you'll see that one dude who's putting, you know, 4 plates on the Smith machine at Planet Fitness and doing 2-3 reps, which they're both doing their own thing, and they can both be effective in their own ways if you're doing the right form and you're all those things. And so that's why I wanted to talk about that, man. Like, you be careful, you know what I'm saying, when you get to the gym, because like I said, it will change you in ways that you didn't even know were possible. And for me, I think it's for the better. But if you go into it with the wrong mindset, it could definitely change you for the worse. Because, you know, and people will tell you, "Oh, I got down to 5-10% body fat, and I was cramping and this and that." And you know, my dad was a bodybuilder. He said, like, you know, you lose friendships because you're like, "Oh, well, I can't eat with you and this and that," and it's like, that's fine, right? If that's really if that's your goal and that's all you care about, fine. But it's like, you know, it's lonely at the top. They say it's lonely at the top. You feel me? So, you know, be careful what you wish for. You know, if you're a family person, you may not be able to go as crazy in the gym. You can make it. You can figure it out. You can get a good workout in an hour and a half, and go 4 to 5 times a week and be good. But it's on you to figure it out. It's on you to figure out what works for you. You know, I had to figure out and fix my pec deck form because I broke my freaking collarbone. And so, you know what I'm saying? And so it'd be popping and stuff. And so I had to figure that out. I was like, maybe I need to do a different machine or figure it. So, you know, you just got to do what's right for you. And so just make sure that you're not comparing yourself too much. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you're drinking enough water. Make sure, you know what I'm saying, you doing what's right for you and checking those little boxes off. Because, like I said, consistency is great. But, like, being able to bounce back from when you went off from a day is great. Instead of saying, like, "Oh, I missed today, it's over." It's like, well, got to go again tomorrow. Too bad. It sucks. I really wanted to go to the gym today. Didn't have time. Or I procrastinated. But it's like, I could let tomorrow affect me. Or I could wake up the next day and be like, all right, new day, fresh start. Like, everything is a mindset, you know? And, yeah. And I'm just like, we can't let social media get to us, you know? Because at the end of the day, we're humans. We're not robots, you feel me? We're not an algorithm. But yeah, man, I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. If you liked it, go ahead, hit that subscribe button, man. Hit that like button, man. Comment down below what y'all want to freaking see next. Follow my Twitch and all that. It's just Keys Wavy. If you want to see more long form content and gaming, you know what I'm saying? I want to post a lot more gaming content, but I wanted to, you know, make more videos like this as well. So y'all let me know if I should make a separate Yaps channel, because I low-key could make a separate Yaps channel and put those on there, and then on this channel do gaming. I don't know, we're gonna figure it out. But yeah, this might be a super long video, so I don't even know when it's finna drop. But I love y'all, I appreciate y'all, and I will see y'all in the next one, baby. Hey man, if you like the freaking video, go ahead, hit that sub button and come back for more videos, man. Let's get it.